Okay, part two of the awakening, of my awakening. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys some of the different things that I started to pay attention to, and that started to be unveiled to me during during this awakening process. I already talked about the weather, how it is not supposed to even be a winter. If you notice, melanated beings, we get ashy in the winter, our skins get scaly. I won't talk about all of that right now, but that's a telltale sign that this weather is breaking us down, right? And and just like the leaves that fall from the trees, so I found out that the weather is being tampered with and adjusted. That's how they can tell you what the weather's going to be for the next 2 to 3 weeks, because it's planned. Like, they punch it in the system and say, we're going to give them rain today. We want them to feel sad today. If you notice, the day after they said that Biden won, there was sunshine after it had rained for days and days. So, like, they control your emotions with the weather. And I mean, that's just one of the ways that they control or alter your emotions. These celebrities plays a big part in that as well. I talk about that all the time. Um, Finding out that there's water that has, well, that the water has estrogen in it. You know what I mean? That messed me up. I'm like, okay, I've been wondering why. It seems like everybody is gay. Like, it seems like every other male that you meet, and females too at this point, is gay. And I found out that they're putting chemicals, and I found out that there's an act that you guys can look up that was passed in 1971 or 81, 1981. It's called the Homosexual Manifesto. So these things are actually laws that we don't even know. We won't even look up because you would never fathom something so sick, right? Yeah. Little Magic. Y'all know, go download that Little Magic. He's on IG, little dot MAGIK. Little dot MAGIK. That's one of his pages. I'm not sure if that's the main one. But go follow him and download Voila Magic, his new project out. 13 years old. He's an entrepreneur. Support the black man. You know what I'm saying? Support the melanated being. My bad. I don't believe in calling us black because we're not black. That's something we were taught, to call ourselves black. We're melanated. Because if we say melanated too much, people going to say, what is melanation? And they're going to start to dig into what it is. And they're going to start waking up. And that's what they don't want. Too many people like me running around. So, what was I saying prior to that? Oh yeah, how they're putting things in the water, they're putting things in the air. It's called chemtrails. So when you see the planes, and the planes that we ride in, that we fly in too, that we travel in, should I say, has chemtrails as well. But the main thing is these chemtrail planes that you see X in the skies up, all during the day. You don't wonder what's in it or what are they trying to do, like, you gotta pay attention to all that stuff. It's chemicals in there. Um, I found out tonight that there was even an act passed. Being so, I just finished telling you about the homosexual manifesto that was passed in 1981. There was also an act for the KKK passed in 1881. There's an act. Like, you see what I mean? This is a law. They have an act. The KKK have an act, and that was passed in 1881. So people voted for this hate. So it's amazing when you find out all these things during your awakening, and then you find out that the celebrities are being groomed to only present you with music that degrades women, and cause what do you call it, separation between the male and the female. If it's like, if it's not saying I'm gonna go and sleep with 1,000 men, they don't want to hear it. If it's not talking about you twerking and busting it open, you won't get a deal. And for the men, if you're not talking about selling drugs, killing, and all those things, you won't get a deal. And if you get a deal and then you think that you're going to go and do something conscious and wake the people up, you're out of here. That's just basically how it goes. Um, finding out, what else did I find out that really, finding out who we really were, that was something else. I ain't gonna lie, that might have been one of the realest days of my life. But I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and research that on your own. What else during this awakening? Uh the fakeness, like everything that we see, is so fucking fake. A lot of these people that's on social media talking about they got the COVID and all that is full of shit. They're acting, they're being paid to lead all of y'all to the slaughterhouse. I pinky fucking swear. Like, you about to see for yourself. Y'all about to see some shit, so I hope you're ready, well, you've been seeing it. I can't even, because at one point people thought that I was just losing it when I said that they have something in the vaccines called the Luciface. um they're like, oh, you're tripping, they not going to try to make somebody get vaccines and this, that, and the third. And y'all already see that's all they talk about. That's what this whole thing is about. And those vaccines is just geared to, keep us asleep, keep us as little sheeple. We're better off when we're little sheeple. I told you about those two acts that was passed. I'm trying to think of some of the most mind-blowing things that I've come across besides religion. Religion was one of the biggest. Finding out who we really are was the most crazy thing. What else? The water we already got. Oh, the food. You already know that the food is being weaponized. They're putting all types of chemicals and programmable matter in the foods. They're putting aborted embryos. Oh, there'll be aborted embryos in that new vaccine as well. That goes right along with that Luciface. Um, Lucifrace. I don't want to mispronounce it, but it got Luciferian in it. You know what I'm saying? Then they got aborted babies in it. Like, come on. Do this seem like something that's good for you? So if you're thinking about getting that, putting you on your children's arms, then let me know. Drop it below. Tell me that you're gonna be one to go ahead and get that vaccine so I can just separate the bots right now. The vaccines, people thought that, yeah, when I was telling them about the vaccines, they thought that I was loopy. Everything that I've been presenting, down to the food shortage, a lot of people just thought it was conspiracy theory. But what y'all need to understand, and this is what I've learned now, during this awakening, is that everything that they tell you is a conspiracy theory is the things that they just don't want you to know, and they don't want you to spread it. They don't want everybody to know this information, because then everyone will start to wake up, and then it's going to be trouble. Because when we wake up as the masses, they have no power. We're literally giving the power to them right now. We're allowing them to do all this nut shit to us, because nobody won't wake up and be like, what? I'm not doing this. This is corny. I'm not fucking voting for people who's never done nothing for us. What the fuck? And then you find out that the votes don't even matter, because they already pre-selected who they're going to put in office. And that's all just like you're watching a TV show with that. Half of them is bots. Like, half of them not even fucking human. Okay? And you just watching all these things take place. It's like a stage. It's like everything, they're on a stage. They're constantly acting. And I'm trying to think. I want it because I don't want to forget something that was really mind blowing during this awakening. Half of y'all know the government is full of shit already anyway. Some of y'all believe in them enough that thought that your vote mattered, and you was arguing with each other online and doing all this weird shit for something that we really have no control of. None. Seriously, they playing games right now. They got y'all dangling Trump, Biden, and y'all don't know y'all losing it. Like, at the end of the day, it don't fucking matter, because none of them ain't doing nothing for us anyway. And they allowed Trump to expose the elite and a lot of these things, but that's just because it was just their time was up, and it was time for them to be exposed. I don't have no big triumphant fucking parade for Trump. or none of that shit. Yes, he has done some things, but they allowed him to do some things, like, and he's not the one doing it. Like, he has no control. He's just the puppet master. He not the puppet master, my bad. He's just the puppet. He's the frontline bull. That's the person they put on the front line to say, this is what we're doing to y'all this week. This is what we're going to do to you this week. We're going to make you get these vaccinations, all that dumb shit. I mean, so none of that matters. Your vote don't matter. That's all bullshit. They already gonna pick who they was. In fact, there was a little girl, a little 11-year-old girl, who tied all of them together to one family gene, including Obama. Okay, all the presidents that has been elected, except for Trump, so far, are related. Okay, so, and this was an 11-year-old girl who did this research and found this out. So come on, what are we doing? What are we grown people doing? I think that was basically it. Like, I'll do some separate videos about everything that I talked about with the chemtrails and the and the food and the food shortage, and then the food that they are giving us having, so many chemicals in it, the vaccines that they've been giving us to keep our pineal gland, which is very important. You guys, please research your pineal gland. That is right here in the center. It is your intuition. Okay, it is what all ties you into spirit. I don't believe in religion at all, but I am a righteous individual. I do believe in treating people right and that coming back to you, because we are all one. So what I do to you, I'm doing to myself, and it will come right back to me in return, good, bad, or indifferent. Meditation. All right. So I always try to give you a resolution to this, right? I don't want you guys to live in fear, because that is what they're trying to do. We cannot live in fear. Fear is just throw that shit out the window, okay? It's no reason to be in fear. We are at the end of a era. We are at the end of Saturn ruling, for those who know about astrology. And we just switching over into a new age. We're going into the 5th dimension. And it's happening right now. We are actually in a war right now. We're not going to war. We are in a war for your consciousness right now. So it's imperative that you wake up. It's imperative that you wake your children up, so you can be able to ascend, and you know what's needed. You don't even know that you have a spirit inside of you. You don't even know that you have a pineal gland that's connected directly to source, to the universe, our creators, God. Y'all want to call it God so much, even though the word was just made up in 1500s. Knock yourself out. It was created by God. And you guys need to connect to that. And the only way to connect to that is through meditation. You don't need a pastor who went to theologian school. You don't need to pay tithes. You don't need a book. All you need is yourself in silence. That's it. If you trust these motherfucking pimps that's out here, because that's what these pastors is doing. I'm not even holding no punches with y'all. These pastors is pimps, and they out of pocket, because half of them know religion fake as shit. Some don't, but about 80% know, because they didn't read the book, so they know it's all bullshit. But they're not going to tell you, because they need those tithes and offerings. Okay. What was my point to tell you about the pimps? If you're going to believe in the pimps, right? Believe in yourself. Try yourself out. Try yourself out for a change. Just sit down, get some silence. You just want to connect these two, get your energy. This is your energy source. Keep it in rotation. And, and meditate. Just get some silence, right? Get cold silence where you're not thinking about anything. Try that. And then ask yourself, who am I and what is my purpose here? Right? You will start to get downloads. I promise you. Get out there and sun gaze when the sun is setting, not when the sun is rising and when the sun is setting. You don't want to do it in between time, because it can burn your corneas. But when the sun is about to set, go out there, sun gaze. Take your kids out there to sun gaze. I love y'all. I'm going to drop more videos and more often at this present time is needed. I love y'all, but I got to go, man.